あのさ、美月。
The world of anime is filled with all kinds of siblings, those who love each other, those who hate each other, and siblings who do a bit of both. But many anime series give the siblings the main plot and let the relationship and love between them that are an important part of the story, if not the main focus of the plot. The sibling relationship is often difficult to describe as it involves a multitude of emotions and shared history. And it is not that all relationships between brothers in anime were created equally. Sometimes siblings' bonds can go too far. That said, there is also a particular type of forbidden relationship that crops up quite often, where siblings take the relationship even further to somewhat dubious extremes. And this is why I bring you today the best 7 anime where the relationship between siblings goes too far. Oreimo.
お前が途中で逃げるからだろ。ちゃんと聞けよ。俺はお前が好きだ。だからどこにも行くな。
The plot centers around Kozaka Kyosuke and his sister Kirino. As they grew older, Kyosuke and Kirino's relationship was pretty non-existent. So, aside from exchanging jokes and arguing from time to time, they stayed out of each other's way. One day, Kyosuke discovers a case for a magical girl anime called Stardust Witch Miruru, and wonders where it came from. Opening the case, he discovers a CD of an Eruga game for adults. He is dumbfounded and has no idea where it came from. He later finds out that both the CD case and the game belong to Kirino. Later that night, Kirino calls Kyosuke into her room and reveals that she is an otaku and that she has an extensive collection of adult anime and Eruga DVDs that she has been secretly collecting and hiding from their family. However, Kirino struggles with her hobby because she knows how many otakus are looked down upon by society. So she implores Kyosuke to help her accept her hobby and find her friends with similar interests. Kyosuke doesn't understand much about the hobby or what's going on, but reluctantly agrees to help Kirino. This anime shows you how two brothers treat each other like most do in the real world, with disgust, indifference, hatred, and of course, love. It has an intriguing plot to begin with, and the story unfolds and makes you care about the characters. Hero Manga Sensei.
はじめまして、兄さん。
はじめまして。
Ero Manga Sensei revolves around Izume Masamune, a light novel author in high school who lives alone with his little sister Sagiri, a closeted girl who hasn't left her room for a whole year. Her confinement habits are so bad that she even forces her brother to prepare and bring her food when she stomps on the ground. Masamune wants his sister to come out of her room and interact because the two of them are each other's only family. Masamune's novel illustrator, Ero Manga Sensei, draws extremely perverted drawings and is very trustworthy. Masamune had never met his illustrator and thought that he was just a perverted and disgusting otaku. However, the truth is revealed. His illustrator, Ero Manga Sensei, is his own little sister. Of course, in this type of anime, both of them are in love with each other, but they don't recognize it in a normal way. Koi Kaze.
お兄ちゃん？
そう。俺には妹がいる。
Koshiro, a professional wedding consultant, has recently been dumped by his girlfriend when he crosses paths with a cute high school girl. Although it is inappropriate due to their age difference, he is 27 and she is 15, he ends up on what passes for a date with her, where he ultimately shows more of his feelings than he intended. The awkwardness of the situation is multiplied tenfold when the two discover that she, Nanoka, is the little sister Koshiro hasn't seen it in over a decade, and is moving in with him and their divorced father to attend high school. Never a man comfortable with his emotions, Koshiro must struggle to resolve feelings that just won't go away, even in light of his brotherly status. Koikase gives us a story without avoiding problems that are faced in the situation, such as being judged before society while being a mature anime. Akane Iro.
お前がいないとダメだ。湊を失いたくない。
お兄ちゃん。
One day, Yunichi Nagase meets two guys who torment Yuhi Katagiri. When he steps in to help, they run off, calling him Gino Killer. He then leaves without introducing himself or allowing the girl to do so. The next day, to their surprise, she is introduced as a new transfer student to his class. The next day, due to a misunderstanding, he kisses her, which greatly upsets her. That night, to his surprise and dismay, she shows up on his doorstep saying that she is his fiancée and that she has come to live with him to assess him and see if he is worthy of her. But there is a small problem. His sister is also in love with him, therefore there is a friction that is seen throughout the series. Oni-chan dakedo ai.
ただいまお兄ちゃん。
This story is about the Himenokoji twins named Akito and Akiko who got separated due to circumstances, and after years of living apart, they suddenly started living together under the same roof once again. Things were going well at first until Akiko began to express her love for her older brother. Akiko fights to defend her extraordinary love for her Oni-chan, while she fights against all odds against 3 other girls who were after her beloved Oni-chan. I must add that this series is a complete parody of the harem genre and the whole sense of the word. This is the typical plot of the girl who will never stop chasing the boy and the boy who will never stop avoiding the girl, which leads to a dead end but with many humorous and enjoyable situations. Anilog.
それって俺のためにずっと味噌汁を作ってくれってこと？そのメッセージってつまり
The story begins with the older sister Moyako believing that her younger brother Akira is a pervert who loves her, and she begins to misunderstand all kinds of situations, such as believing that her brother asked her for a shampoo so he can see her naked, ordering him to do inappropriate things for him, amongst others. But in general, it is a comical plot that originated from the typical situation of, when I grow up, I want to marry you, taking the relationship between brothers to a very comical extremes. The entire series revolves around Moyako believing her brother to be an incestuous pervert and her inner thoughts about all of his actions. The 3 episodes are divided into parts, and each part contains a new situation for Moyako to turn anything into an indecent act and get angry at her brother. Imoto no
お
Yosu.
兄ちゃん。私ね、ずっと前から。
Saikinimoto no Yosu's story follows the story of Mitsuki, a 15-year-old girl who gets a stepfather and a stepbrother named Yuta as a result of her mother marrying another man. Mitsuki hates her new life, and one day, while crossing a bridge, she is possessed by a ghost named Hiyori and faints. Eventually, Mitsuki finds out that this ghost is possessing her, and that she must fill the heart mirror that is in the chastity belt that she is forced to wear, with various lusty actions with her older brother, whom she hates, in order to fulfill Hiyori's dying wish. This is a story with several comic situations between brother and sister, where in the end the thoughts of each one come out. It should also be noted that this is an edgy story, so you will also find lustful moments between the two.